Born April 15th, 1452, Leonardo da Vinci sculpted himself a legacy as a painter, engineer, scientist, sculptor, and architect. Leonardo, then, can be considered to be the ultimate polymath. But what does it take to become a true Renaissance man? Chapter 1, you'll probably need a notebook. So, in the 67 years that Leonardo was known to be alive, he only ever completed 20 paintings. Furthermore, the Mona Lisa took him a staggering 16 years to finish. Bro was not the best at completing his work. And yet, in his notebooks, he completed an outstanding 7,200 pages of sketches and ideas and notes and answers to his many questions that he had about life and the way in which things work. So he was known for consistently having a project and constantly having questions and things to think about. But he just didn't complete his work. The lesson to be learned here is that he didn't just let his ideas rot in his mind. He wrote everything down and he meticulously worked on something every single day, all the time. It wasn't a case of, he just consumed and never produced. He produced to such an outstanding pace that he quite literally couldn't contain his notebooks. He was constantly making something, and even though he didn't necessarily complete a lot of work, he was always thinking out loud. And I think that's what's important about the Renaissance man, is that the Renaissance man never just lets their ideas pass them by. They always write them down. They always think out loud, and they always have something to show their work with. They always have a project, and you will see it. And the best way to probably consolidate all your thoughts and ideas and life learnings and lessons and all the intelligent things that you've learned is probably through a notebook, a simple notebook that you write in every day, a simple notebook where you write down your questions and you analyze life and you draw sketches or whatever your polymath pursuits are. A notebook is the best way to consolidate everything into just one place. So you need to think out loud, you need to show your work, and you need to produce more than you consume. Chapter 2, master the art of deep work. There's a lot of propaganda going around that multitasking is a virtue. But actually, I'm of the sentiment that it's a vice. And I think it's a vice because the minute that you try to focus on more than one thing at once is the very same minute that your focus is scattered. So never multitask, because when you try to focus on more than one thing at a given point in time, you'll probably end up focusing on none. It's way better to just block out a specific, undistracted, designated point in time for just that one pursuit, and then to focus on that wholeheartedly, to study that pursuit actively, and then move on to the next thing. Don't dilly-dally, I'm going to do this and this and this all at the same time. It won't work. Your work will immediately become more shallow. But if you just focus on one thing and you reject the notion of trying to multitask, well, your work will become way more fruitful and your work will become meaningful. Chapter 3, don't be afraid to let other pursuits die. So, in your quest for becoming a modern Renaissance man, for pursuing knowledge and skill acquisition and deep work and a life that is led of production as opposed to consumption, well, you're probably going to be so locked in and focused in on your pursuits that some things, I'm afraid, are going to die. Some things are going to have to be left to atrophy. And that can be kind of heartbreaking, because you think, does that mean that maybe I won't be able to spend as much time with my family? Potentially. I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be brutal, because the life of a Renaissance man and of a polymath is that you're so invested in your deep pursuit for knowledge and purpose, and I can't explain it, for just the more meaningful things in life, that how can certain things not fall apart because you're so focused in on that one thing. But at the end of the day, if this is truly the path that's for you, which I'm sure it is if you've made it this far in the video, well, that to me is a sign that even if some things do die, at the end it's worth it, because you're still pursuing your purpose. You're pursuing the thing that means the most to you. So for me, I haven't really been on a date in 5 months, And sometimes I think, wow, damn, I could really do with, I don't know, just maybe having a couple more holidays, maybe going out more. But at the same time, I think no, because right now what I'm doing, the foundations that I'm setting and the life that I'm building, it's all for a deeper purpose. And I don't mind letting these other things die, maybe just temporarily even, because long term, it's all worth it. Like, purpose first every single time. And the Renaissance man knows that. The Renaissance man is not afraid to invest wholeheartedly in their pursuits and let other things die. With life comes death, so don't fear it. So, in conclusion, to become a true modern Renaissance man, you'll probably need a notebook. It's important that you think out loud, that you never let your ideas just rot in your mind. And you'll need to produce more than you consume. See you next week.